Today's the 18th of August, sorry. 18th of August. Tried to jump a whole month. 18th of August. So I'm going to read Proverbs chapter 18 today. Just plan on doing a pretty quick reading, one chapter, Proverbs chapter 18, and then do a pretty quick sketch afterwards, just to reflect on some of the things I learned. Proverbs chapter 18. An unfriendly person pursues selfish ends, and against all sound judgment starts quarrels. Fools find no pleasure in understanding, but delight in airing their own opinions. When wickedness comes, so does contempt, and with shame comes reproach. The words of the mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a rushing stream. It is not good to be partial to the wicked, and so deprive the innocent of justice. The lips of fools bring them strife, and their mouths invite a beating. The mouths of fools are their undoing, and their lips are a snare to their very lives. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to the inmost parts. One who is slack in his work is brother to one who destroys. The name of the Lord is a fortified tower. The righteous run to it and are safe. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city. They imagine it a wall too high to scale. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. To answer before listening, that is folly and shame. Hold on, one of these verses caught me. And the way this thing is written, it's crazy. Verse 12, it says, "Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor." To answer before listening, that is folly and shame. The human spirit can endure in sickness, but a crushed spirit who can bear? The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great. In a lawsuit, the first to speak seems right until someone comes forward and cross-examines. Man. It's short verses like that that make me truly think about the rest of this massive book and all of its stories. Casting the lot settles disputes and keeps strong opponents apart. A brother wronged is more unyielding than a fortified city. Disputes are like the barred gates of a citadel. Disputes are like the barred gates of a citadel. From the fruit of their mouth, a person's stomach is filled. With the harvest of their lips, they are satisfied. I really enjoy verses like that. It's just talking about the quality of what comes out of a person. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Let me read that again. The tongue has the power of life and death. Not life or death. The tongue has the power of life and death. And those who love it will eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. The poor plead for mercy, but the rich answer harshly. One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Yo, friends. Howdy. Hello. Hi. Yep, reading the Bible, Proverbs chapter 18. I try to keep them real short. Just stick to just reading it, not adding in a whole lot of my thoughts and other things. And then I try to do just a quick little drawing afterwards, showing just the reflection of some of my thoughts and whatnot. This verse just got me, and maybe it's because today I do one letter practice for Mondays, and the letter happens to be H. And this verse has 4 letters, or 4 words that start with this letter. It says, "Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor." So it just makes me think of writing one of those words. Hey, thanks. I only read, right now I'm only reading 1 chapter a night of Proverbs, and then I just do like just a little bit of talking and then a little bit of drawing. I'm saying drawing on weird on purpose, but yeah, it says, before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. So when studying the Bible, like I tend to do, if something catches my attention like this and makes me think, and I gotta be like, what does that really mean? Before a downfall, the heart is haughty. So sometimes I'll just look up what those words mean. So in this case, I'd be like, what does haughty mean? So haughty is most commonly defined by saying that it's arrogantly superior and disdainful. Arrogantly superior. So it's really like thinking that you're better than other people. Okay, so let's see. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty. So it's talking about the heart specifically. Down in the root of a person. Before they have a downfall, before you really fall, something in your heart was probably just a bit off. And then Proverbs tends to play this opposites against each other in order to really give or allow someone to gain more understanding. So it says, but humility comes before honor. And humility is usually not necessarily seen as like a positive thing, but to be humble and to have humility really is. What does that mean? Humility is best defined by saying a modest or low view of one's own importance is to be humble. Yeah, it can be seen as a real negative trait, like for people to not think that they're so important. But it's not really fully saying that. It's just like a perspective, so as to say that one might put others before themselves or think that others are important enough to put before themselves. I think that's where we start to get towards that humble and or meekness. So then, before a downfall, the heart is haughty. So at the root, a person's in a place of potentially wrong thinking. But humility comes before honor. So we mostly know what honor means, but humility saying that one will think lower of themselves before they're honored by others. Proverbs definitely does talk a lot about that, in the sense of letting others be the ones to place you up higher rather than having such a haughty or prideful mindset and thinking that you are deserving of something that you actually may not be yet. Anyways, to honor, high respect, great esteem, adherence to what is right or to a conventional standard of conduct, to regard with great respect, fulfill an obligation or keep an agreement, honor. But humility comes before honor. Geez, I don't know what word I should write. Humility, honor, haughty, heart. Sometimes they'll even write the whole thing. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. Well, for the sake of keeping this short, I'm going to stick to just writing the one word. Although I really do enjoy creating bigger pieces based on these types of things. I like that one. I really like what I did with the Y there, honestly. I just want to try that with a G. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Well, I went a little bit over my time. Well, friends, that's the end of Proverbs chapter 18 for tonight. Humility. Man, I don't even know what color to use. Humility. Brown, like the dirt almost. Humility. All right, friends. Hope you have a good night.